The biblical contract was 400 years. The Senate had a Senate motherfucking review on the 400 years telling you the contract was up. Right? The secondary contract was the second constitution written in the blood of Crispus Attucus, because the righteousness of the blood can't be spilt in vain. And it was a 200-year contract under George Washington. Right? The 200-year contract is also up July the 4th, 2019. Now, if they telling you, ask them when the contract up. If they don't know when the contract up, they don't know the law of the land.
And you know what's crazy? They didn't want to let go so bad that Mississippi didn't technically even sign the signatures on their paperwork for so-called freedom until like 2000 and something.
Listen, that's because the paper was a trick to begin with.
Go ahead.
Follow the Dawes roll and watch what they did when they separated the Seminoles that looked like me and you from the brighter skinned Seminoles that they sent on the Trail of Tears. This is when they instituted the Dawes roll. The Dawes roll was so that they can put Asians that was captives to the Etruscans into the position of the indigenous people of the land, so they could say, look, y'all supposed to look like that if y'all from this land, but y'all look like y'all from Africa. Don't nobody in Africa look like us. They got this skin tone, hair texture. That's it. But the facial structure, the cranial structure is different. The physiology of the people native to this land is different. Our ability to adapt to environments are different from the people from Africa. So when they was telling us this, I became a Pan-Africanist. And guess what all of the Pan-Africanists from Africa told me? The reason you don't get no respect in Africa, nigga, from y'all from over there. Y'all native to that land over there. Pan-Africanists told me this that came from Nigeria, from Senegal, from Somalia, the Sudan, from Ghana, right? I know these people personally, and they all scholars. Some of them is Muslim imams. Some of them are history teachers. And when I be quizzing them, like, you know, what y'all records over there say? They records don't have no record of a 200 to 300 million people depopulation agenda. It's just not there. What they do have is Tipper Tia, right? The Arab, who was the biggest slave trader in Northern Africa. Where is he from? Al-Maghrib. He was what you call an Etruscan Moor, but he ain't us, right? If you don't know, when I talked to Mau Mau, the Mau Mau was from the Kikuyu tribe from Kenya. A couple of them over here, and I bumped into one, and he was like, man, y'all supposed to be tearing this bitch up over here. I came over here to give some aid and assistance. There's nobody for me to help.
Now, what I'm going to say is this. So as somebody in Orisha tradition, right, and this is why y'all got to do your own due diligence on where y'all from. There were places in Osun State and places like that where when the British were there, we ran into where we couldn't be captured. So there are people that were taken, but when you talk to people from there, from those places, they will point those sites out. So like the Cove of Osun was one of them. The Cove of Osun looks like it's shaped like a vagina. It have like a stone top. It looks like a clit and everything. We had sacred places in certain places where the British couldn't penetrate, the Dutch couldn't penetrate, people couldn't penetrate them. And then you had other places, particularly like when you talk about the Caribbean, where when people was getting snatched up, they were taking priests. So this is where you see the strong influx of Orisha tradition in the Caribbean, or voodoo in the Caribbean. You had a lot of priests. The priest was the first to go. When they started to trade on us with this ISIS wisdom shit and they looking like you, but they not operating for you, people was getting snatched up. And the priests were the first ones to go. So that's why I'm telling you, yeah, the chiefs and the priests, because they had to get rid of, look, they do the same shit to us right now.
Kill the leader.
The strong brothers like me and Rod Hayes, they be trying to fuck with us a certain way because why? We have people that listen and understand, and they not going for it. So in order to keep control, they're going to try to discredit us. They're going to try to come and, you know, say whatever we extremists, whatever the fuck they make these words they make up today. They'll put They do it to women too. Like they put words on you that we don't know where the fuck did a feminism come from. Like they'll start just throwing words out they just made up in the last 50 years. And
feminism came about as a patriarchal end run around matriarchy.
Talk that shit, man.
So all it's doing is using patriarchy and replacing the leadership with women. That's not matriarchy.
Go ahead.
Feminism. The feminism is also part of the gay agenda, which is to push lesbianism into the forefront. I know where all that shit came from. I could take you all back to Chauvin and all the motherfucking dirty bastards.
Now
let's where it came from.
Now, this is what I'm gonna say, cause we about to wrap it up. We gave y'all a lot of game today. You know, me and my brother, you know, expect to see us linking up more often, man. Because here's the thing: you're not gonna find a lot of brothers, especially in this community, that's really gonna stand on a square and just act with honor. And you know, Brother Rod Hayes, not even knowing too much of your background, but I can just get the energy. The ones of us that come from certain backgrounds, like my father was a part of $1 million a month drug operation. He ran with Midget Moley from Atlantic City. So when Midget went down, my father took over that organization. I was almost born in prison. My mom did 6 months of her pregnancy in prison. All right. And so that created a certain upbringing. When a lot of us come from these certain upbringings and we choose to be on a path to fight for things that's right, we the ones that, although it's not always packaged so clean, we gonna let you know the shit, man. We gonna let you know that shit, and we not gonna hold no bars with it. We gonna tell you what's up. And so you gotta realize that this, what you seeing here, you're gonna start seeing it more. You're gonna start seeing other brothers that's strong linking with other brothers that's strong from whatever beliefs they come from. You know what I'm saying? It might be some brothers that could be Israelites, but they standing on their square. And we fuck with them. They might
remember the tradition on our land, anything that come over here, we gotta get a piece of that. We have to take over any priesthood that come over here on our land because we gotta have a dog in every fucking fight.
Always.
Right? So when you see the chiefs across the land making connections like this is the grand call.
Yes, sir.
Right? This is when you see this shit, this is not normal. We normally stay in our own lane and do our own thing to ourselves, and every chief does that until we are met with the same threat.
And brother, tell them this is something that happened around the world. Priestess Lady Al, yes, the women too. This is how you had armies like the Daomian army, where every one man there was 3 women there. And like he said, these chiefs, these different chiefs across the world, when they had common threats that were they seen as a common enemy, they linked the fuck up and they got it popping. Period.
So, what you talking about now? We did when we was faced with white supremacy. White supremacy is a royalist doctrine from the ancient code of kings. When you attack another people on the chessboard, you the white piece. This is called a free white person in law. The white man not even white. He looked like me and you. But we under the impression that the white man is pale skinned. But white supremacy is about the position on the chessboard.
Go ahead.
We came together in the Bang Dong Conference. Look Bang Dong Conference up and look up Sakurno. Because that's when we called the meeting from all of the earth tribes, the chiefs and the priests around the world. And anybody part of white supremacy was not invited on purpose. Because it was us coming together in order to strategize how to conquer a white supremacist agenda when they use pale faces to block institutions. We had already instituted the first wave of defense when we invited half of Europe, who kicked them some bitches out already over here. So then you seen the influx of immigrants at Ellis Island, right? All these immigrants from Europe came over here so we can put friendly pale faces where they had hostile pale faces in order for us to find out what they was doing in secret. Noble Drew Ali found the hornet's nest, and he went up in that motherfucker, put the secrets out in the open, but don't nobody know how to read it but the chiefs on the land.
Facts. And
right?
This is, and like I said, it's gonna be some shit, y'all, because from this point, We're going to be elevating. We're going to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep developing as people. And we're going to keep this shit rocking. From this point, it shouldn't be these veils that keep getting put on you by these spiritual predators. Because that's all they doing, y'all. They putting a veil on you, on your eyes, so you don't see what the fuck is going on. And then they're using big words to try to throw you off or make it look like they know something or one or two things, and people falling into it. The people that's really about liberating themselves, we're not going to keep falling into that bogus ass shit. So brother Rod Hayes, can you tell them, you know, for those who's coming on, you know, how they can find you, my brother, and be in tune?
So I got a lot of videos on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Rod Hayes. My profile picture changed regular on there. And my Instagram is where I've been doing most of the work lately. I've been rodhayes.75. And at the top of that page is my secondary IG. So when they block me from doing videos, I can have a backup page called Morpheus Mysticus Magus, which is my priestly name. Right. So that's where I be at. And I don't come over into other people's lane unless they invite me. And even if they hostiles, I'm gonna come. Because even in those hostile communities, we still got righteous people that need to be exposed to the information.
Yes, sir.
Now, it might not go good. Right. I want to smoke.
Yes, when you got warrior energy, it is what it is. Like my sister here, Queen's Throne, she does be calling out the bullshit with sexual things that's happening with sexual assault, things that's happening with sexual deviancy. She will call it out. Shout out to Queen's Throne, yo, because she a real one. She gonna call that bullshit out. It's a lot of people on YouTube that's gonna call the fuckery out, and those are the ones that you need to, the ones that the average person think they just running away from. Go see why. Go see what's going on, and then discern for yourself. Okay, all of these priesthoods, all of these chiefs, they had secret society for a reason. It was a reason for it, because they had to operate. The black church had to operate in a secrecy at a point. Understand that this is what has gone on throughout history, y'all. Okay, it's the reason for this shit. And that's real, you know. So with that being said, man, yo, brother, I appreciate you coming on here. I appreciate you dropping gems for the people, exposing the nonsense unapologetically, because the brother Rod Hayes not apologizing for shit he's saying.
Nope.
When it comes to what he knows is right, he not. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing it. You know what I mean? So these are the type of people that you need to be in tune with, you know. And with that said, man, I love y'all. Brother, appreciate you for coming on, man. This was real. See, I actually went even over the time because I knew, like, motherfuckers had to get this. I knew it. So, you know, with that being said, y'all stay safe out there, man. Or stay dangerous, because they're afraid of you for a reason.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Keep doing what you're doing, God. We on a mission.
Yes, sir.
This shit over with. We just Juneteenth telling them.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's all we doing now. Spread the information, let the people know what the real is, right? As far as the next video, we might not be talking about none of these people, because none of these people that we've been talking about in here is more important than the collective.
That's right. Facts.
Right. And we, me and the king, we don't feel we more important than the collective, because we come from a culture of no big eyes and no little U's. Just because you're capable of doing something don't make you better than a baby.
Yes, sir.
That baby is the future. So whatever you're capable of teaching that baby is how we reach the future with better information than we had in the past. Right? So everything we doing is to wake y'all up to the fact that their system is over with. And we in a continuity of government. And that's why ain't no ships coming in to the ports. Right? Because the government transition, you can't have the ports freely open. You got to look at what's going on around you more than just in your neighborhood, because this shit is global. All of the clans of the earth, what we call them the tribes of the earth tribes, right? 12 daughters of Isis, all different skin complexions, all different hair textures.
Yes. What
You
y'all
ain't,
do at the end, the so-called end games, you see it.
yeah.
You see it.
So I appreciate you, King. Keep doing what you're doing. We gonna each one reach one. We all gonna motherfucking teach some.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. Man, y'all stay up. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. On my end, you know, subscribe to this channel. I kick out a lot of information about the cultures that were existing before the corruption. And you know, we're gonna keep elevating, family. 100. I love y'all, man. Stay up.
Peace, family. Power can corrupt, and absolute power can corrupt absolutely. Thus saith Winston Churchill. And they said that the truth is so valuable it must be carefully guarded by a ring of lies. Now, we got a lot of people depending on the teachers on social media to give them the information and allow them to wake from the slumber. Some of us on social platforms tend to think that this social media shit is more valuable than it really is, or it's more important than it really is. This shit is nothing. Social media is just a media for us to communicate with our people at the grassroots level. Now, there are some things that I would like to address, but I'm not finna address them right now. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. When they fucking with me, they don't understand who they fucking with. Right? But it won't be strangers coming to tell you when you pick on the wrong people. Your own people is gonna come tell you you picking on the wrong people. Right? Now, my job is to simply purvey information to the masses and to alert them to the chairman is a spokesperson for all the chiefs on the land. The chairman is Larry Hoover. Free Larry Hoover is the battle cry. The things that come along with the Free Larry Hoover agenda includes the release of all political prisoners from prison. It also to raise the matriarchy, to restore balance to the land and balance to the people, right? So my interest is not to be on here gangbanging. I'm with the shits. Everybody know me, know I'm with the bullshit. I'm with that low vibrational shit because I can vibrate low and high at the same time and everybody can't do it. But I'm with the shits. But the agenda that's in front of me is bigger than any other naysayers' opinions behind me. Mind you, I said behind me because that's where they at, in my rearview mirror. I don't have to come on here and bash anybody else to give y'all this information, right? So I don't come on here bashing motherfuckers unless I have to. Now, some people, Big Mama say drag them out. There is no mercy when Big Mama say get your ass. Ain't no mercy. And it's mad receipts. Every time I come at a motherfucker head, I'm going to produce the receipts. The receipts can come in the form, any form, including witnesses to your dirt. So I haven't been going live because I haven't had shit to talk about, right? I'm on here redundantly telling y'all the same thing. Each one teach one that we all might reach some, right? And I don't have to tell nobody nothing. If they want to know what I got to say, they know where I'm at. I'm not hard to find on social media or in person. I ain't hard to find. They can call me direct on social media, on Instagram or on motherfucking Facebook. there's no obstacle to communicating with me for anybody that want to communicate. Now, once I done dragged the motherfucker out and proved that these motherfuckers is a fraud, they better not call me. That's a whole nother animal. Now, if a person got a problem with me, the problem 9 out of 10 is they don't know all the shit I know. And my give a fuck meter barely move for a motherfucker's opinion, errant statements. That shit don't move my give a fuck meter. The only motherfucker can move my give a fuck meter is Big Mama. When she tell me now you deal with that, then that's when it get dealt with. And today we dealing with understanding that power has to be handled with care like a fragile vase. Right? And once you encounter power of any sort, if you don't use it correctly, it's going to blow up in